Hey guys, it's disclaimer time. Gotta do it. I'm a conductor for BNSF Railway Company. The views and opinions here expressed are that of my own. Do not necessarily represent the company. I do not speak for the company. Guys, check the whole disclaimer down below. Help keep me from getting fired. Much appreciated. While you're down there, click like, subscribe, leave us a comment, hit the little notification bell so you guys know when we post something new or we're going live. Alright, thanks again. Here we go. Alright guys, first thing we're going to need is our aspect sheet. This is issued to you when you first hit class. You can find them online if you're not not a employee of a railroad. But here's what it is. We're going to talk about the 4 foundation signals. This is what everything else is made up of. So don't get confused by all this other stuff. We're going to break this down. We're going to start talking about combined signals and what this means, and multiple light signals and where you're going to find them, etc., etc. Today we're just going to talk about the 4 basics, and then we're going to talk about the difference between absolute, intermediate, and what is a signal block, and how that kind of plays into everything. Next video we'll start talking about the more advanced signals you may find in the yard in special circumstances, and we'll just kind of go from there. So here we go. Our 4 basic signals you need to know before anything else. It's going to be clear, approach medium, approach, restricting, and stop. Now guys, this is pretty simple. The rule is associated with the signal, and it's very important, especially as a new conductor, to come over here and actually learn these aspects by name. So guys, take a look at your signal sheets here. Foundational signals: clear, approach medium, approach, stop, and restricting. We're just going to leave it at those 4 for right now. Let's talk about signal blocks and absolute and intermediate signals. An absolute signal is just that. It is an absolute signal. It will either be at a named control point or a named point. Control points are typically controlling something, let's say a crossover, an entry into a yard, something that has a very specific point. It is controlling the flow of traffic specifically at that point. It's important to know that at an absolute signal, if you have a red there, red does not mean go. So, it's important to know where those are at. They're listed in your timetable. Know them, hate them, but know where they're at. I can't stress that enough. Intermediate signals. Intermediate signals are what I like to call kind of informative signals. They help let me know what's up ahead in this series of blocks. Now, signal block is the distance between one signal and another signal. And what that means is, let's say I have an absolute signal, then I have 2 miles, and I have another signal that'll be an intermediate. Then I have another 2 miles, I have an intermediate, and then another 2 miles, let's say I have an absolute. Okay, that 2-mile section between the signal you just passed and the next signal is called a block. Okay, and so these intermediate signals tell me what's coming up ahead, and based on that signal indication, I know from the rule that's attached to it how fast I need to be going before I pass that next signal. That signal will let me know if I'm going to end up taking a diverging route and how fast I need to be before passing that signal. That's just the simple basics of it right now. So a big difference is like I said, those intermediate signals are information signals. So let's say I come up on an intermediate signal and I have a red indication. Well, since I know it is an intermediate signal, I know that is not a stop, that is a restricting indication, but it's also telling me that there is something, most likely, in that block ahead of me, in which I'm going to have to stop anyways. So at that point, we move at restricted speed if we decide to go through that block. We will cover restrictive speed and the others more in depth in the next video. But for right now, just know that there's differences between absolute and intermediates. They all give you the vital information you need to know. But that do not pass go signal, those are absolute signals. You need to know that. Know your timetables. So let's say, let me show you a good example here. Let me close that out. Here's an example of an intermediate signal. Intermediate signals, again, I said absolute signals will have there'll be a named point like CP, Burlington, let's just say. There will be a sign on the ground or on a shanty or something preceding that signal that says CP Burlington, or maybe it just says Burlington. My timetable will coordinate that and let me know if that is actually an absolute signal. Intermediates, though, will have a number plate. Some are up here vertical, some are horizontal. Maybe they have a grade sign right here with a number plate. Those are all things you'll have to learn, but those indicate intermediate signals. Let's see here. I think I got another one here for you guys. Here's a perfect example. Horizontal plate, no specific name. There you go. You got yourself a intermediate signal there. All right, guys, we're going to call it a wrap right there for today. Like I said, this was just a basic introduction to signal reading and aspects 101. I'm going to make several of these videos. We're going to get down and deep into these and how it all comes together. So leave your comments below. Leave your questions down below. I'll answer your comments in the next video. Probably have it out here in a couple of days. See how it goes. Till then, guys, thanks for coming by. Support our channel. Help us grow. You guys have a great day. Have a good one.